Good morning. So today we are discussing about internet frauds. Yes, into the e-business. It is very common nowadays that internet frauds. Maybe you people have observed yesterday central government has taken the decision to ban nearly around 59 different mobile applications of China for the purpose of that cyber crime which may get happen. Okay, that intelligence report, what they have observed, that Indians database, almost about 130 crores public database is getting hacked. That's the reason 59 mobile applications have been completely closed and about to get shut down from even Google Play as well as other applications devices. Yes, there are many considerations into this where we need to understand what exactly cybercrime mean. See, when you are going to find out a computer which is associated with respect to any of the company and a client, maybe if you are targeting any of the database and if you are going to gather that data without taking permission, then absolutely it is to be called cybercrime. So the thing is going to take place as such like, sir, if we are going to download our account statement from a bank, how this account statement download is different from this cyber crime? Truly speaking, when you are accessing one of the bank, their website, their applications, and you will be downloading with the authenticated key where that particular document it is being placed by the bank for the public usage, and also your account statement also has got its own private key for you, and it has been secured. But whereas cybercrime, you will be decoding some other's key and you're trying to access that data. I hope now you got the clarity between these two. Yes, there are punishments associated with this particular activity for the Information Technology Act, where what you people have observed yesterday's thing is that for safeguarding public information, as like that you can go for finding out Information Technology Act. There are numerous amount of reasons and relevant to that act is also associated. And even in case if you're going to start looking forward, the crime, computer crime or cyber crime, is almost just like telecommunication technology also is associated, and most of these cyber crimes which are not going to get involved with any kind of physical violence, whereas it is going to be acting as like understanding the weakness of that particular victim, and probably they are trying to make use of maybe when you are going to do the transaction into your mobile application, that OTP has arrived, and maybe you are sharing that OTP with somebody, and he may withdraw that money or else he may transfer that money. Okay, these are all the simple examples, and there are types. of cyber crimes or internet frauds. First thing is about hacking. It's all about wrongful loss or else destroying or deleting the information which is authenticated and making use of some other's computer software, even about their broadband facilities for wrongful usage. Then cracking. There is a difference between hacking and cracking. In terms of cracking, you will be making a crack of that particular password, and you're trying to give that option of accessing the data to some others.
Hacking same thing.
Hacking, you are trying to make use of that particular data which is for the unethical purpose. But cracking, it is such like a passion of the people just to crack that particular accessing, and you're trying to make a illegal access by decoding. Encryption is the topic what we have discussed yesterday. Encryption, it is being generated out of cryptography. So cryptography, where you will be using alphabets. In that alphabets, uppercase, lowercase, then numericals will be used, as well as symbols will be used. When you're going to use symbols, two different keys will be accessed at one time. Maybe shift 1, shift 2, shift 3. Okay, two different keys are getting accessed. So you are making usage of cryptography for encoding or else giving a coding for that particular data, and cracking is associated in terms of decoding. If you're
Okay.
going to decode, you are going to start feeling a satisfaction as such, like, oh, some other's computer is now available for accessing. That is cracking. Okay, so hacking, it is cracking plus wrongful loss of some other's data or utilization of some other's data, or else making a changes in some other's database. Okay, so cracking, it's a part of hacking. Okay, so maybe you have heard that ethical hacking, that particular terminology. Okay, so many of the cyber police, they do cracking, not hacking. Okay, so cyber police, they are authorized only for cracking. And the next point is about security related crimes. Yes, Deepak.
Movies ತೋರಿಸ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ ಸರ್ ಆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ.
Correct, correct, correct. So even with respect to that security related crimes, it's all about accessing some of the person's information, or else maybe that organizational documents will be accessed. That is security related crimes. Okay, so basically when you are going to associate into the organization, only restricted people can able to access some of the confidential documents. But even though you are not that particular coded person, you are accessing those files, then it is to be called as a security related crimes. The next point is about network packet snifters. Network will be divided into a small package. Maybe as we are getting a 1.5 GB of data every day, but consolidately it is somewhere around 500 GB or 550 GB per that particular month of 3 months or 4 months package. They're going to give that consolidate, but they're going to divide that into a small package, 1.5 GB package. On that day, if you are not using that data, then that data is going to get closed because that small packet validity is being completed. That period of time is over. Now, there are snifters where they are going to hack your computer and they are going to take these small piece of network packets, maybe about that 1.5 GB of data, maybe 5 GB, 10 GB of data. So how we can able to make all these things? Whether legally can be able to decode these packets also? Yes, very much true. Truly speaking, in the broadband usage facility, when you are going to do the cloud computing activities, so cloud computing, it is completely based upon the satellites what we people have sent, and we are making the access of the same thing. India, till today, we do not have a private satellite system, okay, for public usage. We do have a satellite system only for defense purpose. Whereas for the private satellite system, we people are borrowing with many of the search engines, as well as even many of those search engines, they are offering that package can be fixed over there. Okay, so probably when you are going to use that 1.5 GB of data, that it is to be called that data is being consumed to store some of the information, or else that data is being used for utilizing that information need to be accessed. Okay, so either for storage or for access, we are using that data, small packets of that data. So here these snifters, they are going to sniff that data, they are going to hack that data, or else they are going to steal that data for their private use. Maybe they may not hack our personal mobile phones because that contains of hardly about 1.5 GB, 2 GB. Whereas when you are going to find out a large amount of companies where they are going to manage a complete authentication of the organization, they are going to make use of 1 TB, maybe about 10 TB, 100 TB of data per day. So in that 100 TB of data, if you're going to sniff, if you're going to steal that 50 GB of data, probably they may not able to diagnose that where it is been went off, because automatically some 10,000 computers will be running, and maybe some 1,000 servers are getting operated at one instance from morning to till evening completely. So these snifters, they're going to make use of those kind of organizations, and they're going to sniff that amount of database. Even about internet protocol spoofing, in the sense your IP address will be hacked and they are going to inject some of the data which is unethical. This is also to be called as virus injecting. Virus is also one of the software where these people are going to inject that unethical access of the software to be feeded into the complete system. Maybe Trojan is one of the software that we are calling it as a virus, because Trojan is going to create multiple folders of the same replica of original. When the original is being made replicated into thousand folders, that creates a cumbersome situation, which folder is original, which is not. By chance, if you want to delete that original folder, probably you are going to make that particular crime activity of deleting the original document. Okay, so these are all the amount of internet protocol spoofing, in the sense feeding up of those unethical data. Then about even password attacks are taking place. So what exactly the difference between cracking and password attacks? So truly speaking, there is absolute difference between cracking and password attacks. Cracking, they are going to make a illegal access by decoding that particular coded information. Maybe assume that you have given Deepak is present here. So capital D, double E, small letters, P also small letter, A is small letter, K is small letter. I'm going to use even a shift 9, that's about open bracket. Then I'm going to use shift 8, that is star. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. I have given this kind of password assumption. Somebody is going to crack this and they are going to keep that cracked soft copy of your password. But password attacks is such like you're going to change that password itself. That makes a huge amount of difference where you're creating inconvenience with a computer owner that what password I have given for this particular packet, what it's been created for the purpose of organizational utilization. He himself will get confused and maybe his data will get destroyed because of these kind of reasons. So finally about frauds on internet. Yes, of course, this is also to be called as a white collar crime, where a marketing activity which is going to take place where illegal amount of activities completely as such like people they may go for asking a question, so do you want personal loan? Yes, they will search such kind of person who is in the need of loan. Okay, and sir, your personal loan will be granted within 2 minutes, where one of the OTP will be generated and sent to your email ID or mobile number. You need to share that with me so that amount will get credit to your account. That is a kind of technical game. Educated people they are going to play this kind of game. That's the reason it is to be called as white collar crime. Okay, so do we have any other terminology here into the organization? Yes, white collar and blue collar. White collar in the sense who are all educated and they are working as an office staff. Okay, so blue collar employees they are into the production department. Okay, so these white collar people they are going to do this technical damage. Then about online investment newsletters. Many times we are going to receive these kind of newsletters to our email ID such like probably yes, IPO, initial public offers, is being introduced by XYZ company limited, and which is there with the steel plant or else maybe any of the metals they are going to use. Even this is a huge amount of company which has so number of investors, shareholders, and number of boosting of activities. Finally, after that investment, maybe that company itself is not going to be there as its existence. Bulletin boards. Unnecessary information is being feeded, which creates a loss to many people. In the bulletin boards, it's almost just like so and so company is being gained with a so and so amount of profit. Automatically, the shares of that particular company will get boosted up like anything, as like a queue will be created to buy the shares of that company. Yes, of course, this is a part and parcel of white collar crime, but bulletin boards, it is a unethical usage. Email scams. Once you want to open up that email, viruses will be feeded to your computer directly. Maybe you people have observed with uh, in relation with the health bulletin, if any of the mail comes to your email ID, please don't access that. Government of India only has announced on one of the day about a month before, because at health bulletin we are not announcing to the individual email IDs. Somebody is making this, and they are feeding the viruses into our personal computers, and they are making use of our personal data. Government of India only has announced this openly. Yeah, these are all the possibilities where people they are going to do internet crimes or cyber crimes. So with this note, we are going to complete one of the 14 marks important question: cyber crimes. Thank you to everyone.